Uh, what a beautiful sight, the MCG, and fades to me.
And what?
And then it fades to me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't mean that's a beautiful sight. Hey, welcome to Robbo Live. We've had a couple of weeks off. Already people are talking. You've got to expect that the feeling out there is huge at the moment for the Melbourne supporters. What a weekend it was, Davo.
Looked pretty good.
Oh, it's amazing. I have to say, and you can comment from what you saw being away from the ground on the social media, because I was keeping Davo updated throughout the day. It was so awesome what the club put on, what eventuated the whole body of work throughout the day was just so good, which culminated in this amazing moment where past, present, players, coaches, staff, Neil Danaher, the vision, the imagery, it was just something I can't quite explain. When I sat back at one point on the ground and I just thought, wow, this is really cool.
Did you think it was going to be that good?
No, I didn't. I mean, of course I thought it was going to be amazing to see the supporters. And should we say hello to everyone? Duxie,
Of course.
Sylvia, Georgina, Ruth, Nikki. Nikki was amazing. She sent some videos
Thank
through.
you, Nikki.
Jackie, I saw a lot of guys that have been tuning into the show, and said g'day. It just felt like a real release. It really did, because we've been on Zooms and online and Facebook Lives and not seeing each other in person. And
did you see any Robbo Live people there?
I saw Louise Hughes, who's been on from time to time, and we're going to show an interview I did with her.
Cool.
Yeah, I saw. Did I see you, Nikki? I don't think I did.
Did you guys see him there?
People have been saying it was more about me than it was.
Oh, well, why not? Why not? You were very entertaining, and I saw some of the footage. It looked amazing. It just looked so good. Imagine playing at the MCG. How did that feel? Rocking out.
I can't tell
half
you.
time. What's the sound like?
So here's what happened, right? So the club, in their wisdom, Gary Pert and crew, they decided that they were going to put this day on. I think it was a no-brainer. They were going to do something for the fans because we weren't involved, obviously. Oh, yes.
He hugged Nikki.
No, that was a different Nikki.
Oh.
Yes. Nikki in the guard of honour. Brett, how are you? Michael Williams, loved Sunday. Jeff Greening, brilliant day, Robbie. Your band rocked and the London Tavern was going off afterwards. I'm just so sorry I didn't get to join everybody afterwards. Yes, of course I did, Nick. You were sort of on the bottom level, right in the middle. It was phenomenal. And Purdy's rung me and he said, we're going to do this, Robbo. What we want to do is recreate. You can't recreate exactly what happened.
Yeah,
but we'll try our best to put something on to keep the fans happy. And he goes, he said, Robbo, and we want you to be the halftime entertainment. I was like, done. Yep. No worries.
But did he have full confidence you could do it?
No.
Because that's like, imagine booking Meatloaf and going, I reckon he'll be good.
That's sorted.
And then imagine being the PR person or whoever who booked Meatloaf that day and just went, Oh no, I think we've made a really big mistake.
Meatloaf,
but
don't worry about it. That's sorted.
They didn't learn from Robbo Live that you were good at music, that's for sure.
No, because I won't play for you.
No,
I was really nervous about that because so much can go wrong with music. And look, it wasn't perfect because no live music is. And you can go and listen to the most amazing singer. And live is, it's hard to get everything right because there's so much audio that goes along with it, especially for a stadium. But the sound at the G was so huge. The emotion at the ground was
better than Meatloaf.
It was it was palpable.
Wow.
It really was.
I reckon anyone could be better than Meatloaf.
Exactly.
Did you have in-ear monitoring? Sorry to geek out for a sec, but did you have like in-ear monitors, not foldbacks?
Geek all you like. Yeah, no foldbacks. We decided that in-ears would be best just for the quick setup and clear the stage. And all
when did you do sound check in the morning?
Yeah. So
and have like an audio technician in your ear going like, sounds good, and you didn't do it any rock star like, can't hear the vocals, turn my vocals up.
So what I could hear in my ears, people, Robbo's not that big yet, better than Meatloaf. I'm not that fat yet. I'm working on it. A few more of these.
A couple of whiskeys.
So I've got it in ears and I can only really hear my voice. I can't hear much else. and my guitar, bit of bass, bit of drums. Of course, you can hear the drums; they're so loud behind.
Yeah.
But it's a really stark, ugly, yucky sort of sound. And Phil Sobrano said to me, who we're going to get on the show soon to talk about everything geeky like that, because he loves the geek stuff and music. He's got some amazing stories.
Only if you guys play.
Yeah, we will. We're going to. We're going to do a little
Christmas special.
Christmas special in the studio, some music, taking requests. And it just sounds terrible in my ears. And I'm just singing, just going, oh, I hope this sounds all right. Because Phil said to me before, just trust. You have to trust. Yeah. It's going to be okay. And at the end of it all, as I was walking off the ground, I was like, oh, I hope it was good. I don't know. I know I can tell I was pitchy in parts, but you can't help but not be pitchy because you just got so much.
So agree, Katrina.
God, going on. So
you're being modest. Kimberly, I heard it. It sounded Michael Hutchins. When you sung In Excess, I double took. I was like, this has been dubbed. This is bullcrap.
No, that was live, baby, live.
That was you got a new sensation.
The amazing comments that I've received ever since. To be honest, the MCG in the break have installed a new sound system, which is great. It needed to happen because I remember last few years.
You should play every Melbourne game next year at the MCG. That's only it's probably so 10 cool. games. No, it's more than that. 12 games.
That'd be cool. And the fans could request songs during the week, and then we have to come out and play them. Oh, that'd be cool, but the cost would be phenomenal because
you expensive?
Yes, very. And we'll do it for a special game then, like a Friday night game or a special family game or something. You could do it. I guess now they know you can do it. You should see my rider. Oh my God,
I did see it. I've got video of it. It was 4 Pillars gin and lift, which was weird.
You actually did see that there was basically nothing in the bedroom.
Paper cups.
I heard that what's that singer that used to sing Dream Lover? What's her name? Bloody Gonna Rescue Me. I can't think of her name. Why can't I think of? She's so
Tina Arena.
Mariah Carey.
Oh, Mariah. Oh, yes, she's
her rider was ridiculous.
Yeah.
She had to have a bed and only did interviews in a bed. And happy to interview her. Kimberly, the sound from the speakers was awful before they upgraded. It's true. And that's what the point I was getting to. Because when I would do my little on-ground stuff, and people would say, we can't, it just bounces. We can't really hear you. So they've invested at the G. And what they're really disappointed about, people, is an interesting point, is that they didn't do what they've done in Perth with the lights around the top of the MC, the Great Southern Sound, there's lights. They installed new great lights, but they didn't do coloured lights.
Oh, no hues.
So no.
Just whites.
Yeah. So if it's the West Coast Eagles playing, of course you do the West Coast Eagles
blue and yellow. And
so maybe they'll do that in the next upgrade. But I really loved
disappointing.
Playing. It is. I loved playing in the band. It was phenomenal. And live music, these people wouldn't have had live music for a long time. Jeez, it's back. It's back. I've been so busy. Hey,
I'm dying for a whiskey.
We've got a new sponsor. Well, it's not a sponsor, but we're doing a big shout out.
You whiskey.
As you know, I love a Russell's bourbon. It's a Kentucky bourbon.
They didn't send us anything.
They haven't sent me anything Russell's. They're American. It's fine. We'll give
no,
them
they're
some
not.
time. Wednesday night season opener featuring Russ Robertson Go. Russell Robertson and Bigfoot, Phil Sobrano and the crew. It was so much fun. I loved it. We've got some footage too that we're going to show soon. And James McDonald was coming up. It's going to be great to interview him because he was out on the ground as well. I can't wait to speak to Junior. He was a fantastic player.
Oh, yeah, it's Wild Turkey.
Yes.
Right.
Anyway, so we talked about whiskey in the, as we know, famously after the grand final, I was a little bit sozzled.
I don't have the high resolution version of that video. I only have the low resolution one, which is probably good. And I contacted Restream and I said, I really need to get the high resolution videos there anyway, because they delete videos after 30 days. And I didn't know. And I downloaded everything except for that. And I said, do you have any idea how important this video is? And I think they're Russian, maybe, Restream. They didn't really care. They were like,
I felt like I was all right.
I thought you were really good.
No. Everyone the time.
Yeah.
At the time I felt, no, let's go and do a show. It'll be fine. I was sozzled. Anyway,
I couldn't turn the thing on.
Yeah, we were fumbling our way, but it was fun. And
Not that we were in the same
house. That all these people, Jackie, Emery, Michael, Kim, they were all
Good
drunk too.
They were all drunk too.
Nick, I know Nick Indizio was absolutely. Okay.
Robbo play live in round 1.
What would I play? What song would I play round
Forward
1?
pocket? As in football, as in
opposition. I would love that. I would love to play in that team.
You know who I met the other day? Your old coach at the coffee shop. He was talking about you.
Oh, Bomber Riley.
Yeah.
Bomber Riley was our interim coach.
He said you know what he said?
Oh, God. Here we go.
I said, what's he like as a defensive forward?
I am.
He went, most improved.
I did one tackle and I was the most improved.
Yeah, he came from a very low base. He was so honest about it. It was so funny. He was like, he sung your praises, mate. He was very, very.
Bomber's a great man.
But I was just being cheeky and asked the question.
Great Western Australian man too, Bomber Riley.
Well, it was me, Bluey McKenna, and Bomber Riley sitting together. 3 West Australians.
They're everywhere.
Can't go back.
Are you glad you're out of that?
Yeah.
I know it's a beautiful state. Keep throwing some songers.
Not when you're stuck there.
The Only Way Is Up, Tony Bedwell. It's not a bad one.
Go on.
You know, something that's
all fired up.
All fired up.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could get a woman singer too. That would be good. Let's throw something at this. Let's get a petition going, Purdy. We were so pumped on Sunday. We want music for the opener as well.
Yeah, opening game.
Why don't we?
What are they doing for that? Are they doing a rematch? Midweek rematch, aren't they? Wednesday night?
Wednesday against the Dogs, and they'll be hoisting the flag, my friend. It's going to be huge.
Party on.
Wow. How cool was it having past players gate crash in the London Tavern? I'm sure they were. The past players were up in the Jim Steins Grill.
I saw some of that.
Had some players come up, and it was run by Rod Grinter. It was apparently a really good day, but I didn't get to see it. I was down on the ground doing all that sort of stuff. I was
as
working.
Always.
We are the champions.
We are the champions.
Cats, of course. That's a good one.
Can you do Eye of the Tiger, or is it a bit too like DJ?
Too hard to sing.
Cover it.
Pump It by Elvis Costello. There's one. Pump It by Kickstart My Heart. Yeah. Yep. There's so
you got to do We Are the Champions by Queen.
We could do a mashup of all of these.
Imagine doing Queen. Good luck singing that.
No, I'll get
So Queen or AC/DC, everyone recommends you as a cover artist, and you're like, oh God, really?
I'll get Nick Rewald to just come and do a lip sync thing after. Remember his go at the Fight MND thing down the slide. The whiskey, back to it.
Yes.
So I got sozzled on this, and we were talking about how much I love whiskey and how much you love gin.
Yes.
Right? You're a gin man. 4 Pillars is a good brand too. I don't mind a 4 Pillars. That's what we were drinking on Sunday. That was good.
4 Pillars a lot.
Well, non-such. I know that's not. It's sort of a bit bright. You can't see because the lights are so good in here. But we might put something up about non-such. It's a Tasmanian single malt. Shout out, props to non-such. This is a single malt whiskey that they've sent me. I can't really say much because this is brand new, but this is wonderful. They sent me a video actually of how they made it. You know, this was matured in a
vat.
A vat. No, a Pinot Noir. Pinot Noir, is that how you say it? Pinot Noir. Cask. And this is what came out.
That'd be pretty interesting.
And so we decided to do a bit of a taste test here on the show.
Now, he wanted to have Coke with it, and I told him not to.
I was going to neck it.
We shouldn't even have it with ice,
I was going to scull this.
I can go get another glass.
So I feel like here's cheers, everyone, because it was a big, big Sunday. I didn't get to drink or do anything or any carry or anything like that. But the thing is, non-such do a gin.
Oh.
Now I'm interested. I think they were about gins first, not whiskey. So now I'm putting it out there, non-such.
Oh, my God, that is delicious.
Is it?
Oh, my God, yeah. So is it Tasmanian?
Mm-hmm.
Like you?
Yeah, they do it well down there.
They do. Small batches. How's the note? I heard you like a whiskey. Let me know what you think. Alan. Alan,
I love anything free, first. Secondly, that is beautiful. Really nice.
That is beautiful.
That's warming the heart.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I believe Tasmanian whiskey really rates Louis Crider.
I'll go the gin too, Katrina.
Well, let's see if we can get the gin. If we have to buy it, we will.
I'll buy it. I don't care. It's not like I'm getting sponsored.
Get online and check out Nonsuch because apparently they're a really classy company down there.
True.
What are the other songs? They want Nita Beers up there with you.
Yeah, this is so they've now sent this to you, and I'm going to end up buying crap loads of it because it's delicious.
Yeah,
and
this is good. A bad thing.
That is really good.
Send us some gin.
Get rid of that. We don't need that anymore.
Even send us little coasters. How good are they? That's just looking after us.
You put that there. That's black, so you'll see it.
We also need to give a big shout out to our show sponsor, Active Business Advisory. Love those guys. Put the little logo up. Just work on the fly here.
Do it over
what was the best part of the day? Obviously, we've talked a lot about the music already, and music really does make an event, and it's great. But what was the best part of the day for you? Other than, I just don't want you to mention the music because it was, that's me trying to get a tap on the back again. No, I'm not trying to get a tap on the back. I just want to hear what other stuff you really like. There was a moment, mate, and did you see it on the news with Rowdy, Neil Danaher, with a standing ovation that he got?
That was amazing.
It was, Ann Taylor, Neil. Yep.
That was definitely amazing.
Everyone was so damn happy. Sally Helperston says.
But Ron Brassey couldn't be there?
No, he got COVID.
Oh, man.
And his wife both got COVID.
Oh.
Yeah, Anthony Smatty says Neil on stage made me cry. I agree. I think
everyone got tears.
When I watched it back later, not when I was there, but when I watched him, drop the head and turn around, you could see. Do you know that he wrote in the WhatsApp group later on straight on? He had to go home and he couldn't be there on the day, early in the day, because he can't get COVID. He can't. So playing it very safe, he got out there, very brave to go out there still. And he said in the WhatsApp group it was one of the proudest moments ever, being up there with his son.
Oh,
because he was in a car 2000 grand final when we were paraded through the city.
Oh yeah.
He was in the car with his son, and it's just awesome.
It's just great for the club. All this stuff, like
yes.
I mean, I didn't go, but editing some of that video today, I was just like, man, I've sat in those grandstands cheering Melbourne on for so long, watching you. And like the supporters have done it harder than me. They're much harder supporters. If any club really deserved it, they really did. And
absolutely.
I think
these guys,
good reward.
Man, I said to you, be quarter time and I'll be going out to do an activation. Oh, we're down by 60. Let's get excited.
How much is it, Nicky? Sorry. I cut off. You were talking about something very important about Melbourne. Keep going.
No, I was just going on from what you were saying. The D says, seeing Neil number 1, 2, the past players passing the club along the presentation, that was really cool. And Goody's speech, number 3, brilliant.
It's good to finally hear him make a speech. Way to go, Basil.
There were so many good things in the day, but like you said, they've been through the absolute worst, this club, and the players, the supporters just kept showing up. These guys kept showing up. There's 30,000 supporters that just showed up. Not Fremantle games, but they certainly showed up.
I've been to a Fremantle Melbourne game and there was 500 people there. I'm not joking. At one point on the radio, they said there was one guy sitting in the 3-tier stand on his own, and they said if he could please move, we're worried that it's like weekend at Bernie's, and he's just sitting there.
Are you alive?
It was just one guy, and I don't know. He must have been a security guard or something, just going like, "Oh."
It's like Homer Simpson doing the hunger strike thing in the baseball game.
There was just nobody there.
Nicky Narduzzo says $253 a bottle.
What?
Wow. That?
Yoink.
Give that back. It is bloody nice.
Is it? We're going to stop drinking with ice.
Yeah, you're not supposed to water it down too much. You're supposed to use the things that you got me for my birthday present. You got me
the cubes. With
the wood, the stone cubes. What are they like?
Can I have another one?
No.
Now I know it's $250. I really want it.
$40 a glass.
Well, it's worth it.
Yeah. Geez, Nonsuch. Thank you very much. How'd you go? Jesus. Active Business Advisory. I've got to say, big shout out to them too.
Still going to buy it.
My accountants. They're brilliant. David Schwartz's accountants. Hit up Brent and the guys down there.
How about the gin? Is the gin as expensive? Can't be. The gin wouldn't be as expensive. Gin's easy to make.
Jump on the online. Nicky's just chucked up the
chucked
link.
Up. Get it?
She threw it up, chucked up. Yeah. They're whiskey rocks. Thank you, Fiona.
Oh, Fiona's here.
I'm learning.
That's hilarious.
Thanks, Fee.
What's for dinner?
What do you want? What is for dinner, Fee?
Can we get pizza?
Fee is Dave's wife. She's out the other room.
Can we get pizza, please?
How
embarrassing.
Hey, how's that? Kimberly Crust just said the 6-year-old girl in front of me told
$75 for the gin. I'm in. So that's why I drink gin.
That's good. The 6-year girl in front of me told her mum this was the best day of her life.
Oh my God! The 6-year-old girl in front of me told her mum, "Oh, she's going to have better days when they win it next year."
Imagine being there live. So what we did is what I did.
I'd almost, if they were playing the Eagles in the grand final, I would almost just go, you know what, let them win it. I don't think they need to let them win. I think they're going to.
They're pretty good at the moment.
You know, Fee's a massive fan of James McDonald.
Is she?
That's why she's tuned in.
And Wowie and me. Not so much more.
It's a blonde hair thing, isn't it? Have you noticed?
Yeah, blonde. Country boys.
Woden. You know who was the other blonde guy? Who came from Adelaide? Number 23.
Scotty Thompson.
No. Recent. You know, he's on the bounce.
Oh, Bernie Vince.
That's her computer opener thingy.
Really?
You know? Yeah, profile. Oh, she said, of course you.
Thanks, Vic. She does feed me well. It's
a blonde thing.
She feeds me really well. She's great on the cook. You're a very lucky man. So is Priscilla, though. I can't complain. I got it. Seeing my 10-year-old son talk
may cause stupidity. That's interesting.
Seeing my 10-year-old son talk to Stan Alves, Rigoni, Schwartz, Neitz, Tingone Jr. and get their autographs was an amazing moment for me. And it would be. Do you know I love that when I walk around the boundary line and there I used to watch you, Robbo. Can you sign my son's jumper? The son has no idea who I am. Maybe knows me as the guy that's on the microphone, but they say he used to take big marks and they're like, I don't care. Where's Petrarca?
Yeah. The kids, but the dads are like,
they're totally really respectful, really cool.
Like the guy on the boundary line said, what was your favourite part of the day? And the kids are just sitting there, didn't say anything. And the dad yells out, Russell Robertson. And you're like, remember me.
So there was a moment, Davo, that I sent you as I was walking off the ground after singing and really just sort of didn't know what to think. And then as I'm getting close to the walk down race, the crowd starts to clap for. So I thought I'll take this to another level, and I just lifted the guitar in the air, and the crowd went crazy. I've had a few moments like that, obviously playing football. That was one. It was just like, wow, life's so cool.
Yeah, you walked up. You've done the MC. Like, well, who gets to do the MCG as a footballer and then a musician?
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
That was goosebumps. It was goosebumps introducing the players as they ran out. It was goosebumps when I did the first welcome. It really was. I am so lucky to be able to do all these things. This moment right when I was played against Freo.
Oh.
I know. At Etihad, as it was called then.
Gosh.
And
how disappointing.
No, there was a decent enough crowd actually in Melbourne that day. And I've taken a mark and over the top of Dale Kickett. Dale Kick. And as I've gone over the top of him, I hit him with the bone of my hip in the temple.
Oh.
Knocked him out cold.
Oh.
But I jumped over him and it was a pretty good mark.
Yeah.
Like one of my better ones. I turned around, played on, kicked the ball into the forward. I could see Schwarter moving.
Yeah.
Kicked it out in front of him. He's taken a mark and he's gone back and kicked a point pretty quickly. Thank you, Dave. But it was on.
That was the most climb. What's the point of this?
It's getting to it.
Oh, okay. I was like,
need a drink to just get me to the next bit.
Did anyone else just for a minute then just go ran around and then he kicked a
point? So the point is, because of the point,
you won the game.
No. No.
Oh.
No. I had to go and set up in the zone, right, which is right in the pocket, right in front of the Demon Army.
Defensive.
They kept replaying
the
mark over and over while the stretcher's coming out to get Dale kick it off.
God. And what'd you do? Turn around waving to the crowd and bowing?
Because
they played on.
Yes. I started moonwalking.
Yeah. And they'd gone up the other end of the ground straight past you and you're dancing.
Doing Naked Gun 33 and a third. Strike.
Oh god.
Anyway, the crowd, the Demon Army started going, Robbo, Rob, and I was young, and I was sitting there thinking to myself, this is so cool. Like, you could not only dream as a kid, to have a big crowd chanting your name after doing something on a football field. It just was so many cool moments that I've had with this. Big love for the Melbourne supporters, obviously.
You know, next time you tell a story, you don't have to tell the part about knocking Dale kick it out. You can just go, you did an amazing mark.
But I knocked him out. And it's because they were taking him off the ground. I had all that time to replay. So it was kind of lucky for me.
Oh, you're so modest.
Unlucky for Dale.
Yeah, he doesn't remember it.
He was a sacrificial lamb for that one.
Yeah, he was. Thought it might have been pizza getting delivered.
Yeah, where's the pizza fee?
Or steak. I hear there's good steak.
That was the biggest crowd, Felicity. That I have performed in front of. Absolutely. I think the next best would have been like 20,000 at a tennis thing back in the day, the Tennis Open. And
Australian Open.
I've been lucky, you know. Yeah, the Australian Open, the Heineken tent. So, Davo, it's hard to not answer all these questions. I love it. You know, yes, we're playing at Nikki Naduta's wedding. Your wedding will be the biggest crowd. I think they're only having a little shindig, Anthony, but... it's going to be great. Avocado pizza, yes. Jackie.
It is still there.
I don't think there's nothing else in it. There's just a pip.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Can't eat it now.
So on the day, guys, I did it behind the scenes on my phone. I was going to take one of Davo's great cameras. Probably should have.
With the microphone.
Yeah, but...
Because when you hear the audio, everyone's going to go, oh, can't really hear it.
I would have lost it, though. I would have broken it. I would have...
Well, then you'd have to get more of these, like 10 more to cover it.
Fine with it. So let's have a look now, if we can, Davey, if you're ready to roll.
Oh, you want to show it?
Do you reckon?
Yeah, we'll give it a go and see how you go.
If you can't hear anything,
if you guys can't hear it, like I heard it earlier and it sounded okay, but then I played it through this, didn't sound so good. But we'll give it a go, and if we decide we hate it, just jump on the chat, tell us we hate it, stop it. And I'll post it online instead.
What really, it's just trying to give you an idea what was happening behind the scenes, underneath the ground, out on the ground.
You haven't even seen it.
I haven't seen it, so hopefully it comes across all right.
It's good.
And then when we finish this video, we'll be back to interview James McDonald. So tell everybody to come. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, tag someone, because if he gets 200, he's going to eat that avocado, remember?
Yeah, 100%. I have to eat the pip. There's nothing left.
Very good. All right, let's see if I can do it. I'm going
to... Hopefully we'll have the pizza boxes here by the time when you get back. Here we go.
Oh, I've got to send the audio on. Damn it. Come on.
I'd love to tell you what I'm saying there, but we might start it again.
I think they can hear it. Someone tell me you can hear that. No, they can't. I know why. Wait, this is the biggest anticlimax ever. Okay, we're pausing. Okay, hang on a sec, Pam. Thank you for replying. Right, I know this is really exciting, everyone. I'm having to use 2 hands to figure this out. Shout out to 2 Hands Shiraz. As we do this, I need to unmute that microphone.
You're fired.
I know, I'm hopeless. Why? I don't reckon it's going to work. Let's try it again. I can get audio on.
I came here early today to make sure that this would work for the people.
It just won't play. Okay, you can see the footage though. You can talk over it.
Yeah, so I figure it out. The footage over there, and then what I was basically saying was check it out. Clint, how's it feel?
Wait, there it is.
Are you pumped? Ready? I'm so excited.
Okay, now I'm going to do it again.
It's not just the throw.
God damn it.
We're going to start it again.
I don't know how to do that.
Well, just go with what's there. That's fine.
He just said at the start.
This is what I always do. I park the car, I walk out, I got my scripts. I can't wait for today. I'm going to be playing some music, going to give you some behind the scenes. This is the greatest stuff to be able to do. And we got to this point where I'm out on stage with Stannis.
Okay, here we go. It's still going to be hard to hear, but we'll give it a go.
It's amazing. The sun's shining. It really is an amazing feeling. I can't can't tell you what it's like down here at ground level. We're about to do our first live introduction, so I can't wait to hear the crowd. So I'm going to leave this rolling. Demons fans, we're here. We're back. So it's not quite midday yet. Phil Grant's here, just doing a little bit of guitar tech, and we are cracking into a little bit of before 12. Yes. In cardboard cups. All class. We're very classy. Well, this is it. We're about to jump up and do our stuff. Tell you what.
Just on my music set, I'm with the Robbo live vocally. Lewis has jumped on with us before, so that's my voice. It is. You've got something here. Let's talk about this. Thanks to Hughes family. And now I've known the Hughes family for a long time. Since these girls were little.
Probably 8
or 11. Now they're grown women. Beautiful women. Just like your good self. You must be very proud of your demons.
Absolutely. I still can't find the words really to describe the whole thing. It's just so surreal. Just to have the grandfather not even here at the team.
I know.
Interstate. Play and hospital locked in our homes and to even celebrate with friends.
This is Nicky, and we go way back. My father was a trainer at the club I was playing, so Jesus, that's a long time ago.
Yeah, we retired in 2014. He was there for 25 years.
Great. Now, the feeling today, I want to get your thoughts on this.
Magic doesn't even describe it. It's so surreal. It's like something that none of us have ever experienced before. So just taking it all in today, absolutely, just the most special thing. It's insane. It's electric. And just riding the wave of emotion again, watching it all together. I can't describe it.
Back to these kids. You had a good day, kids?
Yeah!
What was the best part? The Robbo. Right. Favourite player? Aussie? Who's your favourite player? Max Gawn? Chaka, of course. What about you? Max Gawn? Chaka? You're really great. Terry Bubslang.
Amazing. Look at the crowd. It's emotional, teary. 57 years since we won our last one. It's great to see so many supporters and smiling faces turning up to the game.
It's great to catch up with everyone. The emotion was the last players.
So over the last 3 or 4 weeks since we've won the flag and tweet, just excitement, text messages, WhatsApp groups, catch ups, great. So,
I wish we could win that team. Ships are everything. You fight. You try for so long, there's so much. Pushing these people, they've waited a long time, they've tried so hard.
That is brilliant. That's brilliant. Brings it all back. What a beautiful day Melbourne put on,
wasn't it?
It's unreal. Kind of makes you feel alive again. We've been stuck inside. The sun was shining. We were baking in it, basking in it, catching up with our footy team, and some music. And all of a sudden, you see some future. You know, we're coming into the Christmas holidays. We're going to go away if we can. Going to see family if we can. You know, fingers crossed, of course. We're touching wood, but wow, you think about 2 or 3 months ago, Davo. It was rainy, crappy weather outside, and we're all stuck inside. And we decided to put this show together, and we created a bit of a family here, haven't we?
We have.
Katrina Oxley just said her nephew's made the video behind Nikki Clear, and that's brilliant.
And Nikki, thanks for sending the footage, because that footage is what I used for most of the edit. And even when she was smart enough to film the screen, that's what I used to cut in to a lot of the footage. And I know the sound was awful, and that's his fault. But but it was awesome, and hopefully you appreciate it. I love just being able to see down in the car park, even though we missed that at the start because I couldn't work the audio out.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I just thought it was so good. And as you were talking about that, I was just thinking about hard times. Like, I reckon Melbourne's done it hard. Like, Melbourne's done it hard. Like, as in Melbourne, the football club's done it hard, and Melbourne, the city, has done it hard. Like, you do the hard yards, you stick together, you work at it, and then eventually the sun shines.
Yep.
And the sun shone.
And it only makes...
And it will.
This time feel so much better.
And I say that now because the sun has come out.
It's a beautiful day outside. It really is. It's beautiful evenings. I feel like...
Bad thing was the sun.
You know, our footy club made us feel a little bit better about this year too, because we were on the rise. We were riding this wave of emotion the whole way through. And it culminated in such a beautiful way, which also gave us another month of grace in that last lockdown period. But then are you like me? Like, you get out there now and you still feel a little bit like wrong about it? Like,
it's funny. I talked about it today, and we were just going to the coffee shop, and I was like, you can still, I think everyone's done it pretty hard. And I can still feel flat on days where you just walk out and you go like, oh, what's coming?
Yeah.
Is there another variant or another problem? What's the next issue?
What's coming?
And if you just don't read the news, you don't worry about it.
But you got to believe, and not to take it, James McDonald's coming, so don't go anywhere. He's just feeding the kids, feeding the cows, and he'll be with us in a sec. Louise, who we just saw on the video, just forgot to ask a question. As a past player, what does the grand final mean to you? Oh, it's such a good question. The grand final means a lot to the past players as well. It's a different emotion. It's a different feeling because we were on the hunt. We were trying to bring that to our supporters as well. So we were sort of, like the horses with the blinkers on. We were for so long. But then as the years go by, you lose that a little bit, and you just become a fan of the club as well, and you ride the waves of emotions, the pits and the falls, everything. And you transition into being this bit of a fan.
Yeah.
We're a little bit more subdued, I suppose, in our celebration about the premiership, of course, because there's a little tinge of jealousy there, because so much has to go right to win a premiership. Everything has to go your way, and you have to have...
Injuries are so critical to your premiership season.
Even the opposition you're playing. 2000, we came up against an amazing Essendon team, and I'll talk to Jimmy about that in a second. Our club, it wasn't necessarily set up the right way at the time. We had to really fight through some things to be viable. Some inspirational moments to get us to that, like Jimmy Stein's, that demolition and all those sorts of things along the way to really just keep us floating up, head above water. sort of stuff.
Well, there was always talk back in the day that you were going to merge. And
God, Christ, we nearly merged. Before Junior and I got there in 1997, the year before, we nearly were the Melbourne Hawks.
Yeah.
Melbourne Hawks.
Imagine if you had gone down to Tassie and you could have been the Tassie Devils.
Would have been all right for me.
Yeah. You have lots of whiskey.
Lots.
You get sponsored by none such.
None such whiskey.
I don't think the fans would be very happy, no. And I don't agree with it. Melbourne is the heart and it should stay where it is.
Talk about heart.
Yeah.
One of the guys.
Get the man on.
One of the guys in the Melbourne Football Club's right in the very heart of this football club for a lot of the supporters. And you can feel it and you can hear it when they talk about him and the way it's sort of finished up, all that sort of stuff. But more than that, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about the way it was when he was there, because he was a tremendous teammate. He was my captain for a few years. He's the farmer, James McDonald, the cow farmer. I'll bring him into the room. There he is. Hello, Jim Bob.
Hey, Russell. Thanks for that great intro, mate. It's making me sound every year I seem to be a better player than what I was.
No. Look, very modest player. Look, you couldn't get more polar opposites, guys. Just to feel you and Jimmy, we've got a lot of Melbourne supporters in the chat room that are going to be asking questions and commenting. I don't know if you can see it. Can you see on the restream there?
Yeah, I can see on the side there. Yep, I can see that.
You feel free to comment and say good day to whoever you like to say good day to, because I've been doing this for the last, since that Geelong game when Maxi kicked the goal after the siren, which was a phenomenal moment, as you would well remember. We've been doing this because everyone's in lockdown. You're up on the farm, mate. You couldn't get out other than to go and talk to the cows.
That's right.
And we've been doing this, and a lot of the fans have asked for you, mate, for a long time, and I finally got you. So welcome to Robbo Live.
No, mate. Great to be on, mate. I will say that I'm not great at using Zoom, so mate, you'll just have to guide me through here. So hopefully you can coach me through it.
All you got to do is sit there, it's on, mate, and answer the questions, and then jump off at the end. You'll be fine.
No, we'll be right.
Jimmy, tell us where you're at now. The fans want to know. Since you retired, you obviously went to GWS for a few years, went into the coaching, and then decided to get away from all the people and back to the roots.
Yeah, so, you're right. I finished at Melbourne, I had a year off and then went up to the Giants for 3 years, which is really good. Had a great time up there, but did that played for a year and then coached for 2 and sort of worked out. Probably coaching's not really, I loved it, but probably not, I think, as you know, mate, you go into coaching, you got to love it 120%. 100% is probably not enough. Yeah. So, and I've always had an interest in agriculture and grew up on a farm. And so my younger brother and I, we've taken over that family farm up near Ballarat. We sort of done that about 4 or 5 years ago, I think. So he lives there. I live down at Hamilton at the moment. I work for a meat exporting company as well. So I travel around a bit. So today I've just come back from Ballarat. But I've actually just bought another farm up near Albury. So we're on the move again. So I'm meeting up there in January. So which is exciting. So my wife's in-laws, they're just 20 minutes down the road or up the road. I think you could probably remember that. So they're up at Holbrook. So we'll be at Albury, and so we're looking forward. That's our next big move.
And you're taking the extending. You're not doing any more in terms of creating more McDonald's, are you? You've got the 3 boys. Am I right in saying that you've got?
Yeah, spot on, mate. No, I've run out of gas on that front. So
plenty of father and sons.
3, we've got 3, so pretty happy with that, mate. 3 fit, healthy boys. So we've got an 11-year-old, 10-year-old, and a 7-year-old. So we're flat out chasing them around with their sport, footy and cricket and basketball and tennis and whatever else they play, kids these days. So back in our day, mate, it was just footy in the winter and tennis in the summer for me, but they seem to play everything now. So anyway, that's good.
It was very simple. I'm on the basketball tour, mate. I've got 2 boys that are doing the rep basketball, which means you're 1 minute you're in Geelong, next minute you're down South Gippsland, and so doing the kilometres at the moment, which is good. Look, I love it because we've been obviously doing nothing, so it's good to get them off their asses and not playing video games anymore and all that sort of stuff. So
Yeah, 100%.
Good to be out and about. Jimmy, talk about the start of your career. You came into the Melbourne Football Club as Anthony was obviously on the. Everyone knows Anthony. He's on the sup list, and he gets a gig on the list. You were like me, rookie listed in 1997, and had a sensational year in the reserves. Obviously, the club wasn't doing so well, and we both got a look in by the end of that year.
Mm-hmm.
You were suffering a little bit of. You were what do they call that again? You were bloody tired all the time. I know that much.
Just lazy, I think. Russell.
Chronic fatigue, mate. Chronic fatigue.
I think I was just lazy. Well, that's what they diagnosed it with early days, but whether it was that or not, I don't know. But anyway, got over that. It took me a couple of years, really, probably to get over that. And but that sort of, with the fitness program and supplements and getting on track, they sort of learn what works and what doesn't work. So that didn't really. After those first couple of years, I was all right, mate. So I can't really use that as an excuse.
No, exactly. You worked through it, mate. And I guess the question has to be, obviously, mum and dad must be proud having 3 boys making it all the way to the AFL. Phenomenal thing to do. One of them going number 1 draft pick. Anthony and yourself come to Melbourne, play a lot of years. You captain the club, 2-time best and fairest winner. Where did this... I guess the question is, where did the fight, I guess having brothers, you're fighting all the time anyway, but where did the fight to be this ultra competitive, in and under hardcore player that you guys typically were come from?
Well, I've got a younger brother as well. I remember we used to play a lot of backyard or paddock football games. So it was always 2v2, which was always pretty good. It was always, I think, Alex and the younger brother under Anthony and myself. So, but we made a little bit of that, and when you're not blessed with, wasn't overly blessed with super skills, I wasn't overly blessed with super pace, and I wasn't the biggest bloke on the team, so I had to find a way to, in all seriousness, had to find some way to, survive and keep my spot in the team. So, and that's when I suppose early days I started in the forward line with you, and just as a little forward pocketer, and then sort of got sick of that after a while. After the Wizard kept kicking me outside 50, so there was no space for anyone else in there. You'd relate to that.
No.
But then I got thrown around a bit, played a little bit on the wing. I think I might have went to half back for a while, but then opportunity came up. Might have been around about 2000, I reckon, to play on ball and start tagging, and someone might have got injured or something. I think, I can't remember now, but. And Neil was lucky to give me an opportunity to do that, and I took that with both hands. So because we had a pretty good midfield back there in 2000. That was the year we made the grand final. So and then from there, just sort of I was able to something to latch on, and something I enjoyed playing, mate, because you're playing on the good players every week, and generally made it pretty easy. I didn't have to worry about thinking too much where the ball was going, because they'd take you there. So, and learn a few tricks off them along the way.
Yeah, that leads us into the next question, I guess, straight away. Toughest opponent. I mean, you were around some absolute superstars back in the day, blokes like Buckley in there and Kelly, early days. And who did you find harder, or who did you sit back and go?
Probably. If you look like Gary Ablett Jr., him, Judd. I reckon Judd, when he was at West Coast, was probably harder than when he was at Carlton, but probably still tear me up. But Brisbane, like Simon Black, and I remember Ackermanis when he was on fire around that time when he won the Brownlow. He was pretty well unstoppable. So they're probably the ones that sort of come to mind.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think you forget about those Brisbane boys just because they weren't out of Melbourne. We used to find them so bloody hard. Obviously, they went 3 premierships on the trot, nearly 4. They're going to be a good side. You got Acker, and you got just a good blend. But we had a pretty good blend too, didn't we? Just some hard workers in there. You mentioned them. I guess I want to know, where did you get your inspiration from? It was just something self-motivated. We know that you were the coach's pet, so you could never get anything wrong. Neil loved you. The farmer from Hungary and Macdonald was always going to be okay. But you had some pretty good players in there too. Who did you sort of feed off early days?
I suppose when I first started, you look at you take bits from everyone in sort of in the midfield. Obviously, Todd Viney when you and I first started. How hard and tough and ruthless and competitive he was. So sort of look at that part of him, and then obviously Stephen Tingay when he was in full flight. I probably didn't get to see the best of him with his injuries, as you would know, and but just you learn off him how professional he was. He was probably the one that you looked at. That's what a professional athlete has got to do to get the best out of themselves. And but then you're right, mate. Look, we had a lot of blokes. Obviously Travis Johnston, who was super silky, probably wasn't the most committed player in the gym, but he was super smart on the footy ground. So and then you look at all those blokes that through that. We were 90, probably 98 to 2004, 5, 6. We had a pretty good run. There was a lot of. We just had a good even team. Through the midfield with Chell early days and Riggers and Wardy. I was trying to think who else was in there. Travis, Adam. Who was super. He was the class in the team. So we had a good even contribution through that period, I think.
Absolutely. And, Ooze was probably doing his best stuff off the half-back through those years, actually. I think he might have even gone pretty close in the Brownlow medal and won a best and fairest off the half-back blank. He was absolutely sensational. Yeah. Before the quarterback was a thing, he was sort of doing that job, which was unbelievable. Jimmy, the question here, actually, I'll go to a question. What was it like having your locker next to Robbo?
Wow. That wasn't too bad. No, we got on pretty well, Robbo, didn't we? We didn't have too many issues, I don't think.
Not one.
What street were we on Turak Road or we went Hollywood Boulevard?
No, we weren't Hollywood Boulevard. So for the people out there wondering what that's all about, it was basically a square setup in the room there, and
This is the Junction Oval.
At the Junction Oval, which was a shithole at best. But we had a room where we all sort of congregated, got ourselves ready, changed and whatever. Gary Lyon, when we first got there, was obviously on the first row. That was from 1 to 8, I believe. Nita might have started off the next row all the way down to 24 was the last one, which was me. And then Doggy Brown started the next one along the other wall. Was it Hollywood Boulevard was 1 through 8?
Yeah, I'm not sure how Nico was able to sit on Hollywood Boulevard, but he did.
Wrong, absolutely wrong. And then we I don't know what we were, Turak Road or Burke Street, or I really don't know. Yeah. But we were just getting it done, mate. Look again to the people out there. Jimmy and I opposites. The kid from Tasmania who thought he was way better than what he was, to the country boy farmer who was just working his guts out every single day. It worked. You need all types for football teams. Absolutely,
exactly right, mate. Exactly. We were the yin and the yang.
We were, mate. The career. We had some good times out there, and you talked about those years, early 2000s. We were sort of coming together. 2000 was the year I thought. I've spoken to a lot of guys about this over this the journey of this show. 2000 was one of those years where we were just hopeful, but our best football laid ahead of us. Can you talk about 2002, 3, 4, 5, 6? Why did it go wrong to your mind, and we didn't quite get there?
Yeah, I don't know. Probably at the end of the day, mate, we just probably weren't good enough. It's simplistic view, but I think in saying that, was it 4 and 5 or 5 and 6 when we might have been top of the ladder around 17 or 18.
Yeah, 2005 that might have been.
Yeah, and I don't know, mate. It might have. Looking back, you do look back at it a bit. The 2000, I myself, I ended up missing out on the granny, but we got on a roll that year, and with plenty of young players, enthusiasm, and there was sort of nothing holding us back really that year, I don't think. We were able to have a good run, and the belief that we got as we kept winning. I think, what did we win? 10 out of our last 11 or something as the season went on. And then obviously we had the we had the up year and the down year and the up year and the down year. But I don't know, mate. It might have been a bit of we might have missed like maybe a superstar in the midfield, maybe that might have been able to get us over the line a few of those close games. But I don't know. It could have been a bit of maybe it might have been a bit of self-belief. I'm not too sure, but you sort of look back and I wish I had made the most of those opportunities. And you look what the current group have been able to do, and you're so happy for them that they've been actually able to take that opportunity because, as you know, they're hard to come by, and I'm just so pleased that the players were able to, as the cliche says, seize the moment, the saying, and they're able to take it. And they obviously had the talent there, but talent's one thing, but you still got to be able to believe in that you've got the talent to do it, and it showed that they were able to do it. So I don't know, maybe it was a bit of that, but I think, mate, we had a pretty good run. But you probably, to be honest, I'm probably disappointed that we didn't probably, achieve the ultimate. But that's what it is, mate, isn't it?
Absolutely right with what you said there. And a lot of the guys have said the same sort of stuff. We just lacked maybe that one or two players to come into our team to add to our list. And it was probably born of opportunity to grow at our club because we didn't have the best setup. The other clubs could really get the best out of another player. Maybe that was it. Maybe I look at the team now too and sort of go, well, geez, I wish I'd approached that differently. I wish I was a little bit more professional in that area. Maybe if I'd have been a little bit more confident, hard to believe, but if I was a little bit more confident the way I was doing that, maybe we would have been a better team. And collectively, if you put that all together, we have a premiership team potentially. But, it is what it is. And we're part of a tapestry, I suppose, that culminates in this premiership in 2021, where everything went right, didn't it? This year, no injuries. This year, a great coaching staff. Adam Uze comes back. You got Choco Royal. The boys have really responded well to him. You'd know a little bit about it, and you can speak to that for me, actually.
Mate, I better just jump in there, mate. Choco Williams, mate. He won't be too happy you called him Choco Royal.
Oh, really? It's Choco Royal is the Bulldog version, of course. Choco Williams. Choco Royal was our coach for how many years was he with us? He lives down the road here. I see him all the time. He lives down the road here, Bayside. Choco Williams. And you're kidding yourself if you think Choco Williams watches this show. So I think I'm going to be safe.
Mate, you never know. I worked with him for a year up at the Giants. He might be watching.
Yeah, he's a funny, sly old thing, isn't he? Oh, Choc.
Yeah, he's a funny bloke.
Really good coaching staff, really good club set up now. Board's pretty good. Everything clicked, and you're just really happy for them. So what about that coaching staff? Because you did a bit of coaching. They've responded, haven't they?
Yeah, and it just shows that probably the coaching staff the few years before were on the right track, got the team to a prelim. But I think from a little bit of experience in coaching, you need to keep bringing fresh ideas in. And, I spoke to Todd Viney on Sunday, and I said, did you ever think this day had come? And he goes, well, yeah, I thought we might have missed our moment. I think it might have been after 2019. We took a couple of steps backwards. But he did say that they always felt like they had the talent there to win a premiership. Then sometimes, mate, it might be just, a few little tweaks by getting a Choco Williams in or a Adam Uze in. That just might be the missing ingredient to, look at it differently. And the thing is, they come in and they look at players differently too.
Yeah.
And what they can and can't do, and more so probably what they can do. So, knowing who, and you're obviously good mates with Ooze, like I think he's one of those coaches that seems to look what the player can do and not what he can't do.
Yeah.
And, you look at some of those players that have come on this year that are probably, they're not the players in the spotlight, but just play their role, but they're still playing a very important role.
It's funny that you see coaches, we talk about Choco a little bit. He's a little bit left field. He's a little bit different in the way he goes about it. You've got Uze, who's always great in team meetings. He'd always offer up something that sort of made sense. So he makes sense when he coaches. But then you've got a left field guy like Choco And you know that Kevin Sheedy made a career out of being just a little bit quirky, a little bit left field, and you were under him as well. It's great to see that our game still has that the opportunity for not just a straight down the line sort of coaching, but also a little bit. I mean, I benefited from having a great left field thinking father with my coaching early days. He really developed some things in my game with just doing some different training techniques. What was Sheeds like in that regard? What made him such a good coach to your mind?
Well, I think, mate, that you go about Choco and Sheeds, and the reason that it's not survived, but they lasted so long in the game is because they do think outside the square and they're creative and they're prepared to take risks to try different things. And I think that's important and that's how you know, as a coach and as a footy team, you keep evolving. If you just keep doing the same thing over and over and over again, I think the players can get a bit bored of that. They get a bit stale, and so I think that's why Sheeds, I think he's absolute. He's a genius. He is a little bit left field, but you look at what he lasted Essendon 27 years, and but he just wasn't a coach. He was a visionary. Well, he is a visionary for the game with creating the Anzac Day game and Dream Time at the G, and so I think that's probably why him and a bloke like Choco Williams, and I suppose you look at Alistair Clarkson as well. They're visionaries, and but the one big thing with those, you look at those three, they're just so passionate about football. Like that's their passion in life, and that's probably. It's like anything, mate. If you're passionate about something, you usually do pretty well at it, and it shows in their coaching. And mate, look at Choco Williams now. He's in his 60s, and he's as passionate as ever as probably when he first started Port Adelaide.
You got to live, breathe, sleep, eat footy when you're a coach, just as much as when you're a player, and that is just not me. I don't think I'd be a very good coach at all. Once I finished with football, I was like nuts to that. I had to do something else. Which pretty much showed through on Sunday when I was jumping around like an idiot on the stage playing music because that's fun. I like the fun stuff. Jimmy, question that's coming from the crowd. What was best moments playing for the Melbourne Football Club to your mind?
Oh, best moments. Right. Obviously, when you get to play your first game, it's pretty special. You think back as an individual thing, playing, that's your dream as a kid. And I was lucky to have two older brothers that played games before me. So to be able to follow them was pretty special. But I think, obviously didn't win the big one, but playing in finals with the team success. And then obviously having the opportunity to captain Melbourne for a couple of years was, that's a pretty big privilege, and that's a great honour that I'm glad I had a couple of years to be able to do that. And so they're probably and mate, just probably the friendships you make out of it, and as you would know, the change room banter and all that sort of stuff. That's sort of stuff that you can never replicate later in life, whatever you do.
That's right. That's the best. I'm not sure you're actually aware of this. But this is a real story that I told, I think, maybe about 5 weeks ago on the show about getting into trouble. It was a game against Essendon. Do you remember this? I think you were tagging James Hird. You had the big job on Jimmy. And I told the story about how I was supposed to we were doing that. You know how they would do that huddle in the middle around about 40 metres out, and we were supposed to ring them up in the and we were supposed to allow them the pocket. If they go to the pocket, let them have it. And I remember Neil said to me specifically, Robbo, let them have the pocket. Okay. I was like, yeah, I got this. No worries. So I go to my spot in the circle around the outside. Don't have to go to the pocket here. You're guilty. All of a sudden I see James Hird run past me at about 1,000,000 miles a minute to the pocket. And I'm thinking, let him go. Let him go. I'm good, fellas. And then I hear James McDonald's high-pitched, shrill voice yell out, Robbo, because you're tagging, you don't want him to get a kick.
Yeah, I don't want him to get a kick. That's right.
Robbo, get Jimmy. And so I just followed. And as a result of me doing that, the flank became open because a bloke broke from my position and got an easy kick over the top of James and myself to him. Easy kick to the wing, mark in the forward line, goal, siren. No. I'm just thinking to myself, oh, shit.
Yeah.
Neil gave it to me. Do you remember that?
Oh, mate. No, I probably don't. But,
you wouldn't remember it.
But I don't doubt your story, and I probably gave you a good spray, and then Daniels probably gave you a better spray.
Oh, my God. Well, the result was...
So I apologise, mate.
No, you don't have to, because when I said this, when someone says on the field of battle, someone says go, you go. You're just instinctive out there. But it was so funny as I'm walking back to the change rooms at halftime, I'm thinking, I'm going to just cop it here. I know I'm in trouble because he's told me all week to. But the benefit is, the good thing is, Jimmy didn't get a kick. James Hurd didn't get a kick, mate. So I made you look better on the stat sheet. So you owe me a beer.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate that.
Hey, Sunday was amazing. Can I get some comments from you, especially out on the ground? Obviously, you were in a room, Jim Stein's grill all day with past players, out onto the ground. A bit of a wash-up.
Yeah, but I just thought it was obviously, it's a bit of a, it was just not a strange day, but to like going and think, how are they going to how the club recreate this when it's been 2 or 3 months since the grand final. But I was amazed. It was good to catch up with past players, and mate, it was awesome to see so many fans turn up. I think I might have commented to you there at one stage that I think there was a bigger crowd there than half the games I played in front of for a few games. But I was lucky enough to be able to be part of carrying the cup towards the stage. That was an awesome thrill for me. But just the atmosphere out there was incredible, especially when the current players come onto the ground. That atmosphere was awesome. It was just, I thought the club did a great job in replicating a grand final day with no game actually there, and just to be able to give the fans that opportunity. As you know, been waiting 57 years, and I'm pretty sure all the fans would have gone home pretty happy and satisfied that they could have come away with Sunday with it, leaving the ground with a great feeling of joy and excitement, and and probably everyone felt part of it. That was probably the biggest thing too.
Yeah. Mate, I've got to ask this question. It's not about the way it finished up with Melbourne, because we all don't finish up how we'd love to finish up, unless you're winning a premiership and you say that'll do me, I'm going. And there are very rare few. But have you felt how shitty the supporters were with the way it finished up for you? No, don't worry about how you felt. You can comment if you like, but you got another couple of years of footy out of it as well, and you would have loved to stay for Melbourne. We all know that. But have you felt that shittiness from the supporters over the years about how it all finished?
Yeah, it's been I don't know. A lot of times, mate, when people come up and say, how it all ended up, and I sort of don't really know what to respond, because mate, the club gave me an opportunity, and a great opportunity. I think I had 14 years there, and and had a lot of great memories, able to captain the club, and and you're right, mate. Like, you probably think that you keep playing forever and whatever, and at the end of the day, the decision was made in the best interest of the club, and that's the way you got to look at it. So, probably, as you know, mate, you think, you keep going, but the way I've sort of looked at it, and you got to rationalise it, that it was nothing personal. It was just probably the best decision at the time for the club. But it sort of does when supporters and that sort of come up to me and talk about it. At least it makes me feel that I was a worthy contributor while I was there at the footy club. So it sort of gives you some comfort.
Yeah, it does. And that's a great answer too, because there really is nothing that can be gained by talking about it too much, or, if the club decides to go in that direction, at the end of the day, the club wasn't doing very well when both you and I finished up, and probably you could throw 4 or 5 other names into that hat that had sort of worked hard to get the club to a position, and we hoped to sort of ride it out and get them to a better position before we really finished up. But it wasn't to be, and we know the story of the club over the next few years. It wasn't a great place to be. But, hey, things are good now.
Mate,
you can't
mate, let's just look at the positive, mate. Let's look at the positives now.
That's right. We've won a premiership. We've got a great club, and as I said up the top of the show or up the top of this interview, we're part of a rich tapestry. You look at that past player line. I really love that. That was my big moment for the day. Watching that was just awesome. I love seeing the Wiz probably got the biggest response when he did his thing that he loves to do after a goal. They went mental for that. Stan Alves, and then you go up to the stage and you see, Nita up there and you see your mate Neil, and wow, that was just something that I don't think I'll ever forget.
Yeah, no, mate, it was an amazing day, and I'm glad I was able to take my kids down to see it, and you'll never have another day like that, obviously, unless there's another COVID outbreak. But it was a fantastic job, and it should be congratulated on how they put it all together.
Yeah, very, very astute. Now, mark my words, Melbourne supporters, there's going to be a Melbourne team in around about 10, 15 years from now that's got a Macdonald on the half-back line, a Macdonald in the middle of the ground. There's going to be a Macdonald on the half-forward line. There's going to be a Macdonald in the back pocket, because your brother's – Anthony's got 3 boys. Is 3? Yeah. Is it more? How many is Alex?
No, got 3.
Alex, any boys? Phil?
So I think there's 16 grandchildren and 14 of them are boys. So, we might get one. Hopefully we can get one out of the 14 that might make it to the big time, but we'll see what happens.
There must be some Titanic games of football out on the paddocks around your joint when the cousins all get together. The cows would be.
If you catch up at Christmas time, mate, the pool fights are a bit hairy to watch, so you got to watch out for the little ones that don't end up at the bottom.
You might need a lifeguard on the day. Hey, Jimmy, that's been awesome catching up. I'm going to let you get back to your family. I just wanted to get your comments about the day and about your career. And look, the supporters have been asking for a long time to see you, and it's one of those things you've never been much of a media man. You like to sort of sit back and let everybody else do that. Let me do all that sort of stuff, yeah?
Yeah, no, exactly right, mate. No, but it's been good to catch up, mate, and obviously really good times at the moment for the club, and it's fantastic, and let's just hope that be next year and watch a few more wins, and hopefully one big one in September again.
Good on you, Jimmy. Thanks very much for joining me. It was great to see you the other day in person, and I'm sure we'll do something again soon. Hopefully, it's at the MCG. I think it's going to be that Wednesday night game. You've got to come down for the first round. Melbourne Dogs.
Yeah,
that's going to be brilliant.
We'll have to for that one. That'll be good.
Good on you, Jimmy. Thanks very much for joining me. Talk to you soon. See you, pal.
See you, mate. Bye.
There we go. That's awesome. Hey, Davo?
So good.
Brilliant. One of those guys, I think Jimmy obviously didn't finish up how we wanted it to finish with James. Never really does, as I said. But he never really ever, with the class of the man, he never ever, poo-pooed anyone. He never got shitty or angry. He just got on with the job. And that was his career. He went to GWS, and I know he would have loved to have stayed at Melbourne. He didn't want to go to GWS, but look, he got a lifeline. That was brilliant because it extended his career and also got him into a little bit of coaching and stayed in football. And no one bemoaned him for that. Everyone was just so happy that he was able to continue to do what he was doing. So you can tell, he's just a country boy, one of many McDonalds, and had to fit in, had to fight hard for the chip.
Class. It's very classy.
Yeah.
His comment, he said...
Is your mic on? Oh, no. Can you hear him all right?
No. I turned myself off.
Turn your mic on. Look at me. I have no idea about tech.
All right, I'm back.
There we go.
Yeah, he's classy. And the thing he said, and you do this too, but maybe it's a past player thing, but he said, I guess I wanted to be a worthy contributor.
Yeah.
Mate, you were captain of the Melbourne Football Club. You weren't a worthy contributor. You're a leader.
Yeah. Yeah, he
was. And you don't just become a captain because you're a contributor.
And exactly, for the Melbourne supporters, if he hoisted the cup up, he would have been a great person to hoist the cup up because he was heart and soul.
Yeah.
Absolute heart and soul. I mean, we all were. We all fought really hard, and we had a great team. And you go back to the teams through the 90s as well. And I was talking to Gary Lyon about this on the ground. 1990 was a year that they could realistically, I mean, they were flogging Hawthorn that year. Flogged them all year long.
Yeah.
And things just didn't work out. West Coast Eagles, Collingwood, at the end of the year, didn't quite work out for them. And that happened a lot. The final systems, we were just we were really unlucky, but not unlucky anymore. So, yeah, he was great value, Jimmy, because, like I said, we were polar opposites, and he let me do my thing and I let him do his. And we had this thing, which was fun, before we ran out on the ground. I like this because we are so different. There must have been times where it's like I'm singing on TV with Kate Soprano carrying on like a fool and still trying to be an AFL player. It must have been sitting there just getting frustrated. Like, can you just concentrate on footy, mate? Yeah. But every single game for 10 years before we ran out through the banner. So we'd get to the banner, we'd all, team sort of congregates. We're ready, boys, ready? Bang, we go through the banner. I had to find Jimmy to give him a tap, and he'd have to give me a tap. It was just part of our routine. It was never spoken about. We never organised it. We never talked about it. Didn't mention it once. Not for 10 years.
Wow.
But he and I had to do that.
Was there any circumstances where you couldn't find each other?
No.
Like you were late, you were getting something done?
He didn't play. He didn't not play much. I did not play much either. So there would have been 5 games in 10 years where it didn't happen.
Wow, that's cool.
But it had to happen. I didn't feel right.
Wow. That's a superstition.
It was a superstition. But it's so funny how it wasn't spoken. Like I never said, we're going to do this. It just happened. And he mentioned it in my retirement thing because he handed me over my little award at Best and Fairest Night, and he mentioned it and it was the first time we ever spoke about it. It was really cool.
Did you know it at the time?
Yeah, it was funny. Like, it just sort of, you never thought about it during the week, but all of a sudden you're on the MCG. Oh, we're about to run through the banner. Where's Jimmy?
Oh.
And I had to go find him. And of course, he'd be close by. When he wasn't captain, he'd be harder to find. But when he's the captain, he's the first one there. So he'd walk over and just tap. And it's funny. And it's like, it's nothing, no reason for it. There was no because we're great mates or anything, because we never really caught up off the field because we're different. I lived in a different area. He's a farmer boy. I'm down the Bayside area. He worked really hard too while he was playing footy. He was buying and selling cattle for the first half of his career, and that was his thing. And now he's obviously still ensconced in all of that. There you go.
It's funny you mentioned chronic fatigue. Yeah. I've heard people going through that. They don't know why. They often pass it off as glandular fever but they just don't. It's just it's a thing that no one really knows what and why.
Why, yeah.
I thought I had it when I was 15 or 16, but I think I was just growing.
I think you've got it now.
I've slept 2 days in a row.
You told me you had you went to bed at 6:30 and slept on like what?
Yeah, I can do like 12, 13 hour sleeps.
Oh my God. There'd be so many people jealous of that.
I know, I can do proper but I'll probably still have chronic fatigue. But that's part of why I would never have been able to play AFL if,
Yeah.
Hey, I read when I was changing the topic, I read about James McDonald when he went to Sydney.
Yeah.
They did basically like a COVID thing.
Yeah.
Do you they all the players, because they're so young, they all lived together. Remember that?
Yeah.
When he first went there.
Yeah. That was because they're in the west of Sydney. It was actually quite confronting.
That would have been Sheedy doing that again. You're talking about out of the box type, like left field, like just get them all to live together.
Mate, I played for Australia, and when I went into, he was the coach. When I went into the team meeting, the board just looked like it was hieroglyphics. It was just so strange. I was used to, and Neil Danaher comes from the Kevin Sheedy school, so it was similar, but it was just crazy. It was Rain Man stuff. It was bloody. And he would be over here and be over here, which was like, wow. And maybe it was a good thing because it took your mind off all the serious stuff. And he'd have a laugh and had fun. And he was great, Cheeds. He really was.
Can I tell you one story? I know it's a whiskey story, right? So when I was a kid, I came over to watch Essendon play the Eagles. So I was originally from Perth, everyone. So just hear me out for these 2 minutes, because this is it actually culminates in one of the most remarkable parts of the story. Not the Dale kicker getting knocked out part of the story. This is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Let me tell the first part of the story. I was at a GWS game, the first time the Eagles played GWS in Blacktown with like less people than Fremantle and Melbourne at the MCG.
There'd have been more people cooking the food around the ground. And
catering. So I got corporate tickets, and I was the only one with an Eagles scarf, right? And their president gets up, and his name was Dave Matthews. Like,
wow, the singer.
Yeah. Anyway, he was an Eagles supporter, and so he goes, and it's great to have the Eagles here. And I went, yeah. And there was no one else said anything. And there was there's like 30 people. No, there wasn't. It was like a couple hundred people. Anyway, fast forward. He comes down and he goes, great to see Eagles supporters here. Comes down, pats me on the back, and he goes, good to see an Eagles supporter here. I was an Eagles supporter when I was growing up. Now I'm here at blah, blah, blah. Yep. After the game, Kevin Sheedy comes up to me, grabs my scarf, and starts waving it above his head. And he goes, you know what that's all about? And you know what I said to him? You know who was at the MCG that day as a 14-year-old kid watching the Essendon play the Eagles?
What?
Coming over from Perth. The only game I've ever been to at the MCG was that game. And Salmon kicks the goal on the siren to win the game.
What a game.
And Kevin Sheedy just stared at me like,
wow,
what?
You were actually there.
Because I was watching their twos play or whatever, like the reserves would play after. And then the next morning, I ran into Paul Salmon in the deli getting a sandwich and a coffee.
What?
And I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
It's crazy world.
How weird is that? And now we're sitting doing this shit. Anyway.
I love that stuff. I got a story like that too.
That's a weird story, isn't it?
Great. That is awesome. When I got the arse from Melbourne, I think I spent a year in self-pity. I did. I felt awful. I really did. And I had opportunities thrown at me and I just sort of pushed them away. I was like, nah, I'm only...
To do what? What were your opportunities?
To play again and coach in the country or come and work for this company. I had opportunities with a couple of media outlets, but they weren't great media outlets. They were sort of... In the end, I just settled on something that was pretty benign and it was too late. And I went on a holiday as well, and I recommend to players now, don't do that. Get straight into something. I was wallowing in pity and I felt awful and I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't have my Melbourne Football Club anymore. I didn't have my safety blanket. I didn't know. So anyway, I was on the phone to my dad and I'm walking through the streets had the headphones in, and I said to Dad, I'm a big fan. I just finished reading the Errol Flynn My Wicked, Wicked Ways.
Okay.
Great book. Awesome book. If you've got a chance, read that book. There's a guy that lived a life. Anyway, Tasmanian, right? My grandfather lived in the same house that he grew up in.
Really?
Yeah, and up on the, what do they call it, in Hobart there, up on the Domain, near the old TCA ground. So we always had that. We always talked about Errol Flynn, the biggest man, the biggest star in the world. If you don't know who Errol Flynn is, I'm sure a lot of the older people know who Errol Flynn is. Yeah, Sylvia, I was gutted when I left Melbourne. It was the hardest few years. I didn't sleep for a year. It was awful. And I'm not here to talk about how poor bugger me, because what Jimmy said before was we were given an opportunity to play in the greatest sport on the MCG. So I don't worry about any of that stuff. That was just a young man.
But you're a passionate guy. You pour
gutted
everything into what you do. Doing this show.
Yeah, building your house.
yeah, he was working here. And this is how this show started.
Yeah.
Because you were a misery. I was watching you from this window, walking past, up and down, up and down, up and down. He looked like the guy looked dead, a soulless dead man. And because Melbourne were like going in the finals, and he was like, I'm not going to be there. What's the point? And you wear your heart on your sleeve. Yeah. And
oh my God,
that's when we're just like, for God's sake, are you going to do something? You have to do this show.
And this is why we're doing this show. And I've just felt great about it ever since. You can see me smiling doing this show.
You seem happy every time you do it.
Because Melbourne's been so good to me. But anyway, I was gutted at the time. We talked about Errol Flynn. So off the cuff, I just said to Dad, I guess I'm never going to be like Errol Flynn. I don't know what I meant by saying that. We were talking about something that made that sound right. It doesn't sound right now, but anyway.
Yeah.
And he goes, what an amazing life, huh? Because I wanted to be, I don't know, maybe I wanted to be a rock star. I wanted to be this huge thing, but I never really got to that point. Never was an All-Australian, never did anything like that. Oh, well. Anyway, seriously, the next day my phone rings. Like Errol Flynn's an actor. My phone rings, and it's a director. He goes, can't remember his name. I'm a director. I've worked on shows like, and he went through all the shows. These are shows in America, Hollywood. He's in Hollywood in America. He rings me and goes, my friend has written a manuscript for a play called Barassi, the stage show. And we think you'd be great. We'd love you to come and audition. I literally got off the phone to my dad and said I'd never be like an actor like Errol Flynn. I was like, what the? That's crazy, right? So a guy has just rung me from Hollywood. I heard the beep, 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 beep thing as you answer the phone. It was Hollywood. He goes, I'm in Hollywood working on a show.
Why was it Hollywood? Because it goes beep, beep, beep.
Well,
that's an international call. Yeah, that's not Hollywood. That's just an international call.
It was an international call, but then he said he was in Hollywood, right? And
but when it goes beep, 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 that's it. Okay, keep going.
He's telling me about all the people he's working with, Hollywood stars. And I'm like, what is going on? This is bullshit. This has got to be a joke. Like, this is Glenn Lovett playing a joke on me because he used to do this all the time. He used to prank call people.
Did he?
Yeah, Wally Lovett. He was good. He could have been an actor, Glenn Lovett. He was amazing. He got me one day. I thought I was going to get in so much trouble because my first wife, I picked her up at a school when I did a clinic at a school.
Wait.
That's another story.
As a student?
Yeah, I picked up a kid from a school and then she
on.
became my wife.
What? Oh, no.
That's a story for another time.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, I know. It's not right. Anyway, speaking of Errol Flynn, wicked, wicked ways.
Just live.
I always sing Errol, Katrina, at every gig I do. I love that song. Anyway, I love how you stir Robbo.
I don't stir him.
He does. He just throws little things at me. Anyway, okay. And then I get a message, an email to say, be at this place for a reading. We're going to email you the script. So I print off the script and I put a bloody one of those bloody clips on it and I'm flicking through.
Like a Hollywood actor.
Like a full-on, I'm going to check this script out and see if it's for me.
Yeah.
And it's about Barassi, of course, whatever. And I'm flipping through. Do you remember Barassi's, well, you wouldn't remember Melbourne supporters. He wouldn't remember, but Melbourne supporters, Barassi's mum moved to Tasmania at some point in her life. And he stayed here and ended up living with Norm Smith and all that sort of stuff. So that's how that all worked out. And on the page where it says Barassi's mum moves to Tasmania, there's a picture of Errol Flynn. And I'd spoken to mum and dad about Errol Flynn, the actor thing, Hollywood all of a sudden. Swashbuckling, Hollywood, he was a catch, 2 star, 10 till 10. I'm thinking this is crazy. Anyway, next day after that, I have to meet to do a script reading.
Yeah.
And bugger me if the street where we're supposed to read the script is Errol Street. I'm sitting there going, this is bizarre. In South Melbourne. North Melbourne. North Melbourne way. Not far from Arden Street.
Then what happened?
I got the gig.
Did you? Then what happened?
Then I was in the stage show, Barassi.
Was it any
good?
These
guys would know this. So
I didn't know this.
Part of the ensemble. You didn't know this about
Was it good?
It was awesome.
Were you good? Was he good?
It was called Barassi the Stage Throw.
The throw.
The whiskey is starting on me.
Whiskey is repeating.
Yeah. Who went and watched Barassi the Stage Show? Ron Barassi came and watched it one night. It was amazing.
What did he think? Did he get any input into the?
No.
Oh,
unfortunately, he was sort of held back from it because that's another story. But anyway.
Imagine having a show about you and you're not getting any input into how your show was.
Yeah,
imagine the I'm going to do a Russell Robinson show. I'm going to do my own stage show. I'm going to, I don't know, get someone to do it.
It was so cool, Dave.
Who could I get?
Because what it was a stage show that chronicled Melbourne through...
Eric Banner.
That would have been great. It chronicled Melbourne through the years of Barassi's career.
Yeah.
So it starts in the 50s, 40s, because his father went away to war in 19...
So you did a stage show? You're like an actor?
Yeah, at the Athenaeum. We were there for 8 weeks. It was the coolest
You're a perfectionist. How did you go?
I was good. No, I wasn't good at all. I was part of an ensemble, so I did lots of different roles, and I was... one role was I had to play Wacko Jacko, and I had to sing I'm an individual. You can't fool me.
Remember that scene where he's like fully
Oi.
like,
Oi. Check it out. Like, I spoke to the producer of the show. Sorry, I guess maybe he's the producer. We're thinking about bringing it back.
Really? Why not?
Because Melbourne's going well now, right? Barras is obviously
someone to do a Neil Danaher
in
show.
his 80s. We should do a Neil Danaher show. Absolutely.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, you'd add him into it.
Kevin G.
It was such a fun thing. Was it a Casey Benetti show?
Casey Bennett. Is that the producer?
I don't.
So this person wasn't coming from Hollywood, were they?
No, they were. They were because
it beat.
Person that wrote.
Because it went beat, beat, beat.
Don't take away from my story.
Yeah.
It wasn't as good as yours, but it was.
Oh,
so you know those things that are just.
Oh, mate, I wasn't in Barassi. I just happened to be at the ground. I was like lucky.
There's another thing too, being at the Athenaeum Theatre, and I've got to do this. I did the opening scene. So here's a guy that's played footy all his life. All of a sudden, just like on the weekend, getting up on stage. Just before I was about to sing, I was like, the hell am I doing here? Why am I doing this? Get me the hell out of here. And then you got to go, bang. You start singing.
Channel it.
And you just go. And that's just like footy. You just go.
You got to go.
Bang. Got to go. And you're in. You're locked in and you go.
That's such a good point. Because you shared a video from Sunday when you were doing the thing and you're mucking around with your phone because I said take as much footage as you can.
Yeah.
And so you took footage and then all of a sudden the phone, it sort of shakes a bit and then it gets put away. Yeah. And I go, did you shit yourself at that point?
You do.
Because you were really just about to sing.
Yeah. I was
but then once you started, do you become a different person?
Something takes over and you do. You sort of go, righto, it's in the muscle memory because I've done this before. Yeah. I hope that it works. Trust, and that's what Phil Sobrano kept saying to me. Trust.
Yep.
Trust. Bang, go. And you just hope that it all works out. Yeah.
Oh, Steve reckons my story was good.
It was a good story. I think it was a really good story.
No, it's a true story, though. And I literally ran into Paul Salmon, and the next day, after they kicked the goal that beat the Eagles, and I loved the Eagles when I was a kid, and I was so devastated. Yeah. And because the guy was a giant, and I was like, I was probably 12. But I just looked up and went,
Fish is huge.
What the? And I just went,
and
I said to him, I just went, great goal. Which says a lot for a little kid that had his heart broken by Essendon that day.
One of the best blokes you'll ever meet.
And their supporters that weren't very good. They were a bit into it.
Paul Salmon is one of the great blokes, which is weird because he played for Essendon.
Yeah. They were at us
do you know Melbourne
as West Australians sitting there. They didn't like us sitting there. Probably because we were going to win and then we didn't. But anyway, whatever.
I think actually Melbourne supporters hate Essendon more than anyone. Maybe more than Collingwood.
Really?
Yep.
What do you guys think?
Do we hate Essendon? Who do we hate the most? Tell me who you hate the most.
Can't hate Fremantle. There's no point.
Let's get a bit of a...
Yeah, I want to see like... ... Thanks, Steve, for the comment. I think that means that's good. Shane Warne, the musical. Is that what he wrote after that?
No, there was the Shane Warne, the musical.
Steve saying definitely...
that was Eddie Perfect. That's a great show too.
Richmond, Collingwood.
Richmond, yep. Collingwood. Barry. I expect there to be a lot of Collingwood.
Essendon, Collingwood, Bombers.
Hawthorn and Essendon.
Hawthorn.
I don't like Hawthorn.
No, you wouldn't have back then.
But I think I don't like Hawthorn because, excuse me, there's the whiskey comes.
Yeah.
Before I was a Melbourne player, I was a Carlton supporter. I hate to say
so
that.
No one said Carlton.
Carlton, no one.
West Coast, thanks, Katrina. Got it.
Yeah, a lot of the.
I get it. I get why you'd hate the Eagles too. Sometimes I hate them.
Yeah. See, I told you.
What?
Everyone hates Essendon.
Yeah. I don't
so
like
entitled. Essendon. Thank you, Andrea.
Entitled? Why are they entitled?
I don't know. This harps
because this was the Carlton Essendon thing from like the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Is that why?
Just competing against Hawthorn, Carlton, Collingwood, Richmond, and Essendon, the big clubs, right? And I think being out that way, having a lot of rich supporters, and this talks to and speaks to a lot about the drug scandal. About
Geelong.
Why that all went.
That was a quick, like, it was almost like Facebook filtered it and went, we're not going to let Geelong in until now. And then just went Geelong.
Geelong. Yeah, I don't like Geelong either.
They're good, though.
They are good. What a great club, to keep to keep backing it up and getting. I mean, they're still good.
I know.
When are they going to drop off? I mean, F off.
Have to
Geelong.
next year. Their midfield will get too slow now.
Essendon, they denied they're from the West. I'm actually Andrew. It's just Andrea, though. Andrew, I'll go with it. Sorry.
Oh, Andrew's using Andrea's Facebook profile.
Yeah, okay.
That's smart. I'd do something like that.
Mum always said ABC, anyone but Collingwood. Yep,
Yeah.
Geelong too. Hibbo was the best thing to come out of Essendon in recent memory, though. Redeemed
Fancy
the
that,
D's.
though. The D's being the club.
What about Jake Melksham, guys? Jake Melksham.
Oh, yeah.
I saw
Former
him.
Essendon.
Yeah, former Essendon.
He didn't play, did he?
No.
He was pretty good early on.
He's a good
when he
player.
came in.
This is the thing. We've got a
You
list.
can't get in.
We've got a list.
Yeah, you can't get in the
God.
club.
No.
Or you can't get into the team.
No.
Even Nathan Jones. You got to get Nathan Jones on.
Oh, he's on. So, guys, I've spoke to Jonesy on the phone. He's coming on the show. He'd love to come on the show. He's busy up till Christmas. After Christmas, when Robbo Live is back, we'll obviously all have a hiatus. We'll go away. We'll be back maybe mid-January.
Where are we going?
Where are we going?
I don't know.
Get online in a minute. We'll work that out.
Talking about Echo. Love the milkshake. What's that?
Huh?
I don't know.
Melksham. Milkshake.
Melksham. Yeah, he was good. Good player. But couldn't get a game, which is amazing. That shows how good Melbourne were and how lack of injuries can just keep your form and your confidence. And, geez, they were good.
They were good. Now, what's keeping you happy these days, Davo? What's getting you up out of bed at the moment?
This show.
This show. Thank you very much. And whiskey.
The whiskey.
No, workouts. I reckon you're...
Oh, I'm addicted to a thing called Peloton. Don't do this.
Does anyone do Peloton out there in... There's only 50 people on at the moment, but there's
Melbourne
been a
supporters
solid 50
should be
to
on
100 the whole time. We didn't get to 200, but...
There must be a Peloton user on here somewhere.
Any Peloton users? Because he's mad for it.
I have next to me, I have a treadmill and a bike and full weight set up, and I go a little hard on this thing called Peloton.
And he says to me every day, Robbo, come over and do a workout.
He's going to do it with me.
And I'm like, yeah.
He won't do it.
I played basketball last night, though. That's my workout. I played with Jared.
You're going to get Andrew Gaze, I heard.
He's happening. He wants to come on the show.
He wants to come on. But Andrew Gaze. Can we get Kevin Sheedy?
No.
Oh.
Good luck with
that. Can I talk to him about the flag thing? The waving. GWS. Out of the box. Think outside the square.
I don't want to interview Sheedy.
Do you guys want to interview Sheedy? Don't you want to hear? If you hate Essendon so much, don't you want to hear from someone from Essendon as to like...
Do you know what? I think he's Richmond.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's why everyone hates. It's like a combination of Richmond and Essendon. I don't think they hate it. No. It's pretty... Andrea just basically... Oh, yeah, okay, got it. No, never. No. Well, at least we got a response out of you guys.
Bang,
I mean, we've been wondering about what you thought for a little while now. You finally gave us an answer. And I think the answer is we definitely need him now.
Yes.
No. Hey. Okay.
Right, so what about Tuesday night? Was this good? We were doing Sunday night because it was after footy. You know, it was after.
What else do we do on Tuesday except for drinking whiskey?
Let's get
Paul Roos. That'd be good.
What is
We'll do that after we do Sheedy.
Next week, I'm going to get Gazy on the show. I'd love to get Gazy on. One of the greatest guys you'll ever meet. One of the best blokes. We'll do it sitting down because he'll make us
Oh, my God, Andrew Gaze. What a legend.
Legend. And also...
He's a legend. What a legend. I grew up loving basketball. And Perth Wildcats. Mate. And Andrew Gaze just was the freak.
Yeah.
He was so good.
He was so good.
CJ Bruton, he used to like coach me in basketball. And he used to go, Andrew Gaze is lanky, long, whatever, but he'd just destroy you every time you play him.
Yeah, every time. Outthink you. He was just
what a man.
Deceptively tall. And I had a whiskey with Chris Anstey the other day. After a gig, Arco Bar, Heatherton, where I play regularly. Hey, Robert, did you know James is my cousin? Great family, happy for them all. Yes. I didn't know that.
Cousin.
There you go. Chris Anstey wants to come on the show with Gazy. So let's see if we can make that happen. We're going to be sitting down because you and I will look like freaking midgets next to them. We've got a basketball court just here, actually.
We got a little ring out there.
Let's go out and do some shots.
I'll towel up Andrew Gaze. Imagine that. No.
Let's show them the footage. One day we were here and we had to do a trick shot for my...
Oh, you kicked the ball. into the basketball hoop from the other side of the road.
I'm going to show. You got to show.
First
go.
Oh,
Second
bullshit.
Go. Second go.
That was his job working here on the house. And he was kicking footballs. It was the first go, actually. He kicked a football from the other side of the road, like
50 metres? 40.
Oh, bullshit. It was about 25. But it went straight through.
He could have
50 metres. Like, how big is a street? You're delusional. It was 25 metres, if that. But you got it straight in, which is a miracle.
Steve Edwards says Brad Hodge.
Yeah, Brad Hodge was good.
He lives down the road. He's coming on the show too. Bugger. He's a Melbourne man. He was actually, I think he was there on the weekend.
Can I get Blue McKenna on there?
No. Oh. Bluey. He'll just talk about,
I don't know, West Coast.
Glenn
Alan Jakovic.
He lives down here.
Yeah. It's good. There's a golfer around here too. Nicholson.
Yeah.
Phil Mickelson.
Phil Mickelson. No. Phil Mickelson.
Oh, I don't know. Who is it then? Where's the Australian?
Tiger Woods, I think it's Tiger Woods.
Is it Tiger Woods? Get Tiger Woods on. Why don't we get LeBron James?
Vince knows him. Kathy Freeman lives just around here.
Yeah, they're the steps. Royal Avenue steps. Kathy Freeman.
Leonard Copeland.
Oh, he was so good.
Who was the Ricky Grace?
Grace, Tiny Pinder, James Crawford, Scott Fisher used to play for the North Melbourne Giants, and then he came over to the Wildcats.
Ray Borner.
Dominated. Remember Phil Smythe from Adelaide?
Yes.
The little comb over.
He was.
He wasn't
going to be. He was going to get picked up with Luke Longley, but Luke was obviously
7'3".
God, it helps.
That kind of helps you get
dunk.
Imagine how cool's Luke Longley like playing with Jordan and mate.
I'm disappointed with Scottie Pippen at the moment. Have you caught he's been bagging the crap out of Michael Jordan.
Is he? I think Scotty's a bit.
He's not big. I just want them to be mates. That's my junior. That's my young years.
I met Magic Johnson. Remember?
You did. He met Magic Johnson. He did an interview.
I did an interview with him.
Far out. When are you going to get someone like that for the show for me? Get Jordan.
I don't think so, mate.
Hey, the guys have mentioned Lily Mithen is my favourite women's footy player. I'd love to get her on the show. We've got to get some of the because guess what? The women's AFLW is about to start up very soon. They're really.
So they start. When do they start?
January. They're really
cool.
January, February. They're really in their pre-season at the moment. So.
How does it work? Does anyone know? Because I don't know yet. I remember the Eagles couldn't get a club yet, and so they staggered the intro. Have we now got like full remit?
I think we've got everyone.
So this is the season, and now we've got like full clubs.
Yeah, which is great, which is exciting. I'm not sure.
Except you can't go into WA.
I don't think there's a West Coast Eagles team yet, is there?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, there is.
Yeah, they've got a club.
Can't go into WA, not till February anyway.
So if it starts in January, what happens?
They have to come over here and they have to come and
Last Dance. Yeah.
I've watched the Last
Dance. Do you reckon when
Dance.
they rang Longley, it went beep, 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 and he went, I'm not answering
America.
this. It was America.
That's obviously Hollywood.
This. Yeah, Hollywood. I'm not answering this. And it was Jordan. And then he went, oh. And then he like, oh, man, actually, if you had answered the phone, you would have been in the Last Dance.
Yes, you didn't answer.
He didn't answer. He was too busy like farming.
He would have heard a beep, beep,
just
beep,
down,
beep.
You know.
I got a call from Scandinavia today. Do you do that? You get a
shit you
seems
do.
legit.
Did you answer it?
No, because they're scams.
How do you know if it wasn't a musical, that Russell Robinson the musical?
It could have been. No, I've got his number saved. I'm waiting for him to call me.
I get
back.
Amazon calling me all the time.
You know, you get those calls like, "Oh, this is from
yeah
Serbia."
You can go on the do not call registry, and it's actually worked for me.
I got a couple of calls from Syria.
I get a call from Russell Robinson every now and then.
And you do this.
Oh, my voicemail message is the best, isn't it?
What?
Oh, God.
It's the worst. This guy, look, he's not the happy guy you think he is. As soon as this is off, he's a grumpy bugger.
I need another whiskey.
We need a pizza fee. We're coming out now.
We are.
That's the end of the show.
Where is Fee?
Are you there, Fee?
Hey, thanks for staying on, everyone. We hope you enjoy the show. Thank you for being loyal supporters. Thank you for being part of our show. We read every comment. We don't post enough.
No.
Because you don't have access. Well, you don't know how to
actually
properly access it, but I need to teach you. But thank you for being part of it. It's been so important to him and to me. It makes like me producing, him speaking
better.
And just listening to you guys connect with past players and build a community is phenomenal.
So here's my hopes for the next chapter of this show. Obviously, we've spoken about the basketballers that we're going to get on. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
We've got some ideas of what we might do there. The theme of the show might be a little bit about mental health and working through issues and things like that, because Gazy's really keen on that sort of stuff. I think that'd be brilliant. Peter Vardy was a question. Do you remember Peter Vardy? He used to play for Adelaide Crows, came to Melbourne.
Yeah.
Come on, Vardy, let's go party. He was a great, fun bloke to play with. He loved having fun, old Pete Vardy. And I'm talking about off the field and on the field. Love to get him on the show. We're going to get Nathan Jones. Jack Trengove is coming up. These are all the things. We get 200 people watching this show. I'm going to eat that avocado. I'm loving it. I don't care how many people watch, 10 people, 15. We get really solid views. And I've got to mention this as we go, but we get really solid views on our podcast. All the podcast
properly
platforms.
Like the last few episodes are really heaps of downloads.
Yeah.
So keep sharing. Thank you. Because he's a very happy man, and I like making him happy.
By telling me analytics. Spotify?
Stick the basketballers. He doesn't want the basketballers.
Your ass.
I reckon just be interesting.
Well, they love footy. They really do.
It's quality, not quantity. I don't know, but podcasts, I don't know, Maurice. So it's like I was going to have this conversation with him off air, and I'm just going to do it now on air while you guys are all here, because then I'll just get the feedback. This is like real-time feedback from all of you. All the podcasters in the world, they just do quantity. They do heaps of shows, lots of people, and that's how they build their numbers. Like the Lex Friedmans of the world, Joe Rogans, they've done hundreds of episodes, hundreds. And we're like 14 or 15. And so you got to keep doing it, and you got to build this base, and we have this amazing base. And we definitely next year we've got to do like a live thing with these people, because that would make my day.
Oh my God.
I'd love to actually see people and do that with them.
Let's do it at the MCG. Let's do it at the David Meeks
Phoebe
Terrace.
Twins would be good. Yeah, so just keep building. So keep giving us ideas. As you guys listen to the show, you need to be, you're the show. You're why we do it. So just tell us what we should do, and we'll just build something, and we'll get whoever you want.
Quality is better than quantity. Robbo, who's your real bucket list person you'd like to get on the show?
Oh, bucket list. Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question.
Oh, so definitely, Alan. Stories, snippets, but it requires me not sleeping. It requires me actually editing and doing work, which is.
Do you know who do you know who my favourite sports person of all time, aside from Michael Jordan, Muhammad Ali?
Can I guess?
Yeah, guess who would be my. Think I'm going to give you the sport, and you've got to tell me who you think would be my favourite sports person out of that sport. Cricket. Who's my favourite sports person of all time?
Ian Botham.
Cricket.
Ian Botham.
It might take a while because there's a lot of cricketers. Should I? No, not Ian Botham. Why would I have him? Beefy.
Curtly Ambrose?
Beefy. No.
Australian
cricketer.
Ricky Ponting, because he's from Tasmania.
Booney's a good try, Alan Harris. No. I did a thing with Booney once.
Ricky Ponting.
And it was friggin' awesome. Not Ricky because he's Tasmanian, yes.
Shane Warne.
But no, it's not Ricky Ponting. Not Shane Warne. Not Viv Richards. Not Alan Border. But my
Dean
God,
Jones.
Awesome. Remember those days? Alan
Dean
Border.
Jones.
No, not Dean Jones. I mean, we're on the right
Michael
track.
Bevan.
We're on the
David
right track.
Martin.
No. Tomo, David Boone. No, I
Ian
love
Healy,
Boone. Love
Gilchrist.
Gilchrist. Bang!
Yeah, he's a legend.
Fiona. She knew. Your wife knew. Susie got it too.
Oh, she did too.
Susie got it. Susie, props.
Gilchrist.
I love Steve Waugh too, Richard.
Remember
that catch? West Coast Eagles.
The Waugh catch!
Running back to the side
Yes!
screen. Nearly hit the side screen. One of the greatest moments of life. Demons FC.
Wasn't that
Adam
good?
Gilchrist, Pam Shepherd, Gilly. They knew. Why?
So we can have cricket. We can't have basketball.
Why do I love Gilly, though? Why do I love Gilly? It's my favourite sports person. Why?
Because he played for WA?
No. Definitely not.
He's from
Why
New
do I
South
love
Wales,
Gilly? Why do I love Gilly?
Because he's multi-talented.
Think about...
He's multi-talented. He can both bat and keep. He would earn his position as a batsman like you. He can play music, act, and Dance.
Because then I would love
play football.
Big ears. Because he's got big ears.
Because
no,
he's hard.
No.
When the going gets tough.
No. Aggressive batter.
Yeah, he's flamboyant. He changed the game.
Pam, spectacular.
It's almost like with Gilchrist and Test cricket, they almost created
Alan,
2020
right.
because of him.
Yes, 100%.
Because he just went, I'm just not playing this anymore.
These guys know me. They know me.
Yeah.
Because he was...
Can talk.
Cavalier.
He's a super nice guy.
Super nice guy. Aussie fella, but cavalier. Devil may care. Throw caution to the wind.
Very nice. Very good guy.
And of course, he's very talented.
We can have cricket. Steve says yes for cricket.
He walks, Johnny Assel. He walks. He's honest.
He does. He was probably one of the first ones also. He's out, I'm out. I'm on the way.
I was gutted the day he decided to hang up the gloves. Shattered. It's like, no, he still had years in him, but he decided, he dropped that catch, remember? There was a catch that he dropped, and he thought, it's over. It's done. And he walked. He let somebody else take the gloves.
What a legend.
Isn't that awesome? That's so awesome. This is an Australian team.
The Ashes is coming. We need to talk about a cricketer.
We need a good gloveman to take over too. And we have one, but we need someone to really, we need to get a current day player too. So let's just wind this up now because it's late.
Yeah, it's getting on. We're getting only been 2 hours.
It's rambling. That was awesome. James McDonald, amazing. You can watch James McDonald's interview, just the interview, on Spotify, all the podcasts. Share it around. Please share it around for me, guys. Thank you very much to Nonsuch. We're waiting for the gin now. That is a really nice drop. We're going to go finish this bottle.
I swapped it up because I didn't want to. Once Nikki told me it was like.
Yes. And Nikki, we're doing a live show from Nikki's wedding, apparently. She doesn't know it yet.
Are we?
Why not?
When is it?
Let's film it. Let's film a little bit of her wedding.
What else are we going to do?
Do something.
Dennis Lilly.
I know you've got nothing else to do. So
happy Tuesday. Dennis Lilly for sure.
Superstar.
I know.
Chest hairs.
West
Australian. Just on that Western. How?
Spotify is Robbo Live. You'll find it. Just search for Robbo Live. You'll find it on Spotify. And
how many past plays have we done now? So many.
Yeah, how many Melbourne players we got to go? Is there anyone we've missed? And we can get people back.
Yeah. I was going to get Nanda back, but I was so glad I got James McDonald, and he was so happy to jump on.
I saw Booney. Booney lives in Brighton.
Does he?
I saw him walking a dog. I swear to God, it was Booney.
No, it's got to be a doppel.
Really?
Yeah. There's a doppelganger of me up at the cafe up here. There's got to be a doppel.
There is a doppelganger of Russell. I'll take a photo and I will post it. There is a guy that looks identical to him making coffee. Identical. And every day I pull up and I go take a photo and he just looks at me like,
what are you doing, dude?
And you do the same look like that. Like, what? And I just go, oh my God, it's Russell's twin.
This is so much fun, this show. I've forgotten. We had 2 weeks off because it's been a busy time. We're all busy, but this is just so much fun. I'm glad we did the show tonight, and I want to do another one next week. I'm going to get Gazy on, and I'm going to try to get Peter Vardy. I think that might be the next one. So.
Thanks for being nice to me too, everyone. I know I'm a ring in, and I'm just behind the...
He's the tech guy. I need him. All right, so deal with it. And he's also really good at this stuff. He's great at the alcohol.
Well, I didn't get it.
Oh, I got it for once.
I know.
Well, I didn't get that. Someone sent it for free. Nonsuch. Thank you very much.
Yeah, can we have some more?
Let's go. Please got the pizza for us ready to go.
We got to go. Thanks for listening, everyone, and give us some feedback. Let us know.
Tell us how we can get better.
Sporting.
Yeah, Earl. He's over in Perth.
What's with that?
Yeah, he's over in Perth.
Oh, thanks, Nikki. Can I come to your wedding? I just feel left out. I didn't go on Sunday, and I just feel like it's totally left out.
I think
I add something to the show.
You add something to the show. We're not sure what it is.
The cameras at it, and then the microphones at it, and then I add it.
It allows me to bounce off.
It does give him a reason to talk, I guess.
I do feel it's a better.
Don't. Oh, Katrina, I'm going to screenshot this.
Yeah.
I'm going to screenshot this for Christmas, and I'm going to stick it up on the wall, and And then like,
And you're
I'm like, I'm going to a wedding.
Nikki says
I haven't been to a wedding for like 10 years.
I know, right? I don't think anybody's been to a wedding in 10 years, or at least 2.
Oh.
They're happening now. I've got that many gigs at the moment. If
I just
you
want to
need,
go to a wedding.
hey, if you need a great musician,
Russell Robinson
Russell
performing
Robinson.
live in any of your stadiums or backyards for that matter. Just bring the PA system and whatever you need, and Russell will play for you. You name the song, and he will play it.
If you have
100 times over.
If you have Phil and I at your event, Phil is one of the funniest guys. We've got to do a music. Because you've got
card.
to set up
Where
here.
can we send you a Christmas card? Send it to the local Italian in Sandringham.
Yes.
That's where Russell and I hang out all the time. And ask for Vince, who's a Carlton supporter. Actually, everyone watching should send Vince a Christmas card and say, pivot, Vince.
Pivot.
It's time to pivot. There are Melbourne people everywhere. Pivot, Vince.
The local Italian.
Local Italian in Sandringham. He will love it.
Hey, shout out to the Sandringham Hospital up here doing a power work through the pandemic.
They are actually. I've done, 2, 3 COVID tests there.
Hey, I haven't done one.
Oh, God.
Not once have I had a sniffle.
Yeah, I know, but if you've been in proximity of people you're supposed to get tested, you dickhead.
No,
That's how it works.
I wasn't around you the time you had to go get tested.
No, I had someone that had it, so I had to go. Any pub gigs coming up? Good question. We got to get off and then let's talk. Come on.
Yeah.
Why not?
There's a pub in
Jenny's telling us to get off. She's probably right.
Get off.
Get off. Go get pizza.
There's a
Hello Bella pizza up the road too in Sandringham.
Demons SA wants Brent Croswell, wouldn't that?
3. Katrina's had 3 COVID tests, all negative. All right, stuff it. 36 people still on. How many COVID tests? Let's go.
How many COVID tests have you had?
I came back from Boston and I was in quarantine in Sydney. And when they first were doing the tests, they were properly touching your brain.
Really?
Oh my God.
They don't do that anymore, do they?
Nah. Like my girls were dry reaching.
But you've had COVID already, so you can't get it again.
I had it in America. I'm not telling you on that.
He came back from Boston when COVID hit. It's a good story. We'll talk about that next week.
Yeah.
3 all negative,
3.
0, Maurice.
Had 4. Oh, Jenny works in healthcare.
Jenny,
14.
That's unfair.
0.
Get Brad Green, and I've had 3.
Get Brad Green. All right. We did him earlier, though, Ruth. Did you see that show?
Get on podcast. Get on Spotify. You can find Brad Green. Susie's had 0.
0.
Roxanne 0. Roxanne Milner. All these names, they're just familiar to me now. I can't wait to see your faces.
You don't have to put
Nikki's had 1. My son had 3. All negative. 3 need Debbie. 3 need to have one before I go to Cairns. Then 1 up there. Jenny Love, positive they came back negative. They were positive they will come back negative. It's going through the schools down where we're from at the moment. So my stepsons had the day off today. They did a deep clean of the school. It's a bit of a bugger, isn't it? But kids seem to handle it okay, don't they?
They do.
I'm staying positive. Jenny Love, positive they'll come back negative.
Jenny Love. Hey, good to talk to you all, and you've been amazing. And thank you for all the positive comments.
Katrina's she's a teacher. You're in the trenches.
Touch my brain. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. Oh, and then you go to
I love
properly
it. Good on you guys. Great weekend. Well done for rolling up if you rolled up. Great support for the Melbourne Football Club. How good was the Melbourne Football Club on the weekend Sunday? They really put on a good show. That was the point of the show this evening. Was to talk about and put a bit of a full stop on season 2021. I think now we move on.
Full stop.
We move on.
Christmas party.
Capital letter.
Robbo Live Christmas party.
Yeah. I want these people involved.
How do we do that? Beam them in.
Let's all invite them to Nikki Nadzio's
we just send them
wedding.
the link. Oh, yeah. When's your wedding, Nikki? Well, when is it? Is it? You guys are legends. Thanks for joining. We'll get out of here so you don't get sick of us. One day we're going to do the Marv Albert show where we just talk for 2 days. Remember that Seinfeld episode?
No.
And they talk.
No.
You haven't seen that Seinfeld episode? Is it Marv Albert? Merv Griffin? Griffin.
Never got into Seinfeld.
Never got into Seinfeld.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The one show I got into was the masturbating show. I got into that one.
Oh, man.
That was
You're
funny.
weird. This is why we should have ended the show 20 minutes ago. October 2022 is the wedding?
People would be appreciating the bullshit that's coming out of our mouths more than the stuff that was happening earlier.
Think so.
No, they will. They would.
How cold? We don't have a pizza, Katrina. If
Pizza's just like sex,
it's a figment of our.
Even if it's cold, it's still pretty good. Or something like that.
Oh my God. I'm going to blooper your entire night. I'm going to go. The thing about you picking up your wife, your ex, I'm going to bring that up.
Oh, yeah. I didn't get into that, did I? I picked up a student and made her my wife. That sounds very wrong.
That's like if the age has nothing to do tomorrow, they'll go, oh, well, forget the other variants. Let's go back to that. Cold case. Cold pizza, cold case, Russell Robinson.
Cold pizza is like sex. Even if it's cold, it's still pretty good. Something like that. Like it's, I don't know, something like that. Cold pizza is good. Is the point.
Where the hell am I?
Do you remember the story I told about Matty Whelan when he was on the show? Yeah. Again, Spotify podcast, Matty Whelan interview. It was really cool.
It was quite good. It's one of the more popular ones.
Yeah. Good numbers. He talked about one of our preseason camps that we did.
Took a pizza.
We had to go and spend 3 days in the wilderness. We all got the best food, survival food, He bought 3 pizzas the night before we went into the national forest. And we're all like, what are you doing, you idiot? There's no way that 2 days in, we're all looking at his cold pizza going, give me a piece. Give me a piece. Please. He's like, nah. And he did not give one piece to anybody. We all had what do they call it? Trail mix.
There's a guitar right there. Why don't you play it?
Let's go. Pizza time.
Someone said, random pick of a person on here and invite. Oh,
No, because it won't be any good. Because you've got a really good setup here, and we're going to do something with Phil Sobrano soon. Jesus, Christmas is soon. How are we going to fit all of this stuff in?
This is Christmas. Just a soothing little. Oh.
What's this song?
Who's going to make the gravy?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I don't have another guitar in here.
This is Robbie Flower's favourite song. Did you know that? Paul Kelly.
I love this song.
Paul Kelly played this song at Robbie Flower's funeral at the MCG.
Really?
Yeah, in the Olympic room. I think it was the Olympic room. The best thing about this song is it's spoken. Hey there, it's Joe here. Get away with so much.
Keep going. Hope you're keeping well. It's 21st of December. Now they're ringing the last bell. If I get good behavior, I'll be out of here by July.
Is that enough?
Yeah.
Such a good song.
Oh, what a song. How to make gravy. How to make whiskey.
How about
just add
salt and a little red wine.
And a dollop of tomato.
Non-such whiskey.
For that sweetness. That extra tang.
And a 4-month-old avocado.
A 4-month-old demon avocado. This needs to go into the museum.
It's the premiership avocado. It's
the premiership avocado.
Too many whiskeys. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thanks, guys.
Why don't we do that? I'm going to see if I can get Phil here next week, who was on the MCG with me the other night. Let's see if we can do a bit of a show next week. Have some sort of, I don't know if we'll be able to get Gazy, but certainly we'll be talking to...
We'll do a Christmas special.
Christmas special.
Another Christmas miracle.
Bye.
See you guys.